glad Chris liked the dropping the pebble in. That's a meditation that I've evolved, or part of a meditation that I've evolved, and it's the one that's in my recorded meditation, guided meditation CD, which you're all going to have a copy of by the end of today. Part of your party bag. But yes, I mean, you know, my background, for those who've looked into my background, I was an ordained Buddhist for many, many years. I've been meditating since I was 19, and I've practiced all sorts of meditations. And then I came to a point where I decided to let go of my formal religious alliances, allegiances, what we call them. And it was because I felt I needed to open to something much more universal and much more connected with the modern world and diversity in all its forms. And then at the same time, my meditation took on a slightly different form, and I began to feel like I was channeling meditation rather than practicing a prescribed meditation. And the meditation that you'll get is basically the kind of the Srimati classic, and it's called Answers, Finding Wisdom from Within, and it uses that pebble in the pool. So that's one of my gifts to you from today. So here we are, a bunch of lovely people, entrepreneurs, most of us, or almost entrepreneurs, and as is obvious, people who are, you know, quite sensitive and quite tuned in, so that's wonderful. And it's really interesting. I was feeling quite jittery yesterday. I mean, I've done lots of workshops and lots of things, but yesterday I was really jittery. I thought, what is it? And I thought, this feels very significant in my life. It's been, if I put my kind of Buddhist minister bit and add that on to the time I was running Thrivecraft, it's been about 16 years. And during that whole time, I think I've been defining my niche. You know, 16 years of who am I, who am I offering it to, and what am I, you know, all that stuff. And then the people I coach, it seems to be like an, you know, constant thing that we're all doing, you know, as we open and open and open to what we are authentically, and who we're here to help, and come up against all the fears and blocks about, like Kimberly was saying, about, you know, not the business, not the corporate animal, all that. So yeah, this is quite a culmination for me, and it's because I finally realised, and it's partly helped by all sorts of people sitting in this room. I had a great conversation with Rachel in January when she was doing some branding coaching with me on camera as part of our first sort of meeting, and she was helping me brand myself, and it was during that conversation we came up with Inner Wisdom Coach as a kind of brand. And prior to that, Liz and I had coffee for the first time downstairs, in fact, and she said, well, what kind of coach are you? And I sort of went, I don't know. And that was only in about November or December or something. So I've definitely crispened up my branding process in the last few weeks or months. And I think the other influence, okay, so that's the inner wisdom bit, the meditation, the spiritual bit, that's obvious then, that it's inner wisdom that is my speciality. It wasn't obvious until about a year ago, when I had some coaching with this brilliant friend of mine called Amanda Chettabienen, who has a Finnish surname, which is hard to say, but she's very good at branding coaching, and some of you know her from Thrivecraft. And she was the one who said, you should embrace your spiritualness, because I've been trying to kind of keep it under a, you know, keep it hidden. That's your unique thing. Be out about it. And so I guess that's the process I've been in for about a year. So that's the inner wisdom bit. The other bit is the entrepreneur bit, and particularly the conscious entrepreneur bit. I think when I finally found the two words and put them together, conscious entrepreneur, I went, aha! And I think that was partly through meeting Nick Williams. Those of you who've come across Nick Williams, who runs a great community called inspiredentrepreneurs.com, and yeah, he I think helped me recognise that it's conscious entrepreneurs that I particularly enjoy working with. While I was a Buddhist, I worked in right livelihood, which is what we called our work with the Buddhist ethics and practices worked into it. So essentially we were looking at spiritual laws and practices within work all the way through my entire working life. And then I've been a social entrepreneur, and again that's the same thing, ethics, cooperation, collaboration, not just for profit but also for quality of life. All that's been kind of constant interest for me. And then I ran Thrivecraft for 7 years, which is my first coaching practice, and I have just decided to kind of close that and move on and rebrand as Srimati as a new brand. So that's exactly where I'm at right now. And the fact that I'm giving this day, and it's Entrepreneurs Find Inner Wisdom, that's why it's so significant, because it's this, I feel totally naked now. Totally authentic, and it's terribly exciting. And my own guidance was saying, don't worry, it's just because it's quite a significant milestone for you. So that's where I've come from. Intuition, hey? Intuition, it means inner tutor or inner guide, and I guess inner wisdom, it's the same thing. That's what we're looking to develop, and that's what we're looking to develop with particular reference to entrepreneurship, business and that kind of thing. So that's what we'll be working on. We'll be opening up, developing our intuition. I get that it's here in spades already, but we'll be playing with it a bit more. And as I'm sure everyone in this room understands, intuition is a level of wisdom which is deeper than the thinking mind, deeper than the rational thinking mind. It's about opening up to the right brain, the heart and soul, to the non-linear, the non-rational, and to the intuitive leaps that can come from that. So it's not saying that the intellect and thinking and logic is to be dispensed with. No, no, no. That's fine, and that's great, and let's keep it there. But it's about balancing that with, I think probably you'll agree, with a kind of body of knowledge which has been sidelined by our culture probably for many centuries, in the way we trade, the way we interact, and all the way we conduct our families, everything. It's not really been valued. So as Rachel was saying, and as we spoke about when we first met, we all, in fact I think probably most people I've spoken to here, we can all feel that there's a new wave coming. And you know that part of us is that we want to connect with each other and help this birth this new wave into new ways of working, living, trading, new money, who knows what. That there's a new wave coming. So anything I can do to help that is, you know, certainly part of my mission.